What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to KangBrosTV. Liverpool have just been beaten by Brighton at home. You know what? Yeah, I've lost all energy, brother. That game sucked everything out of me, and I think I got a glimpse of what it feels like to be like. You know, when Arsenal fans, when it gets to that stage where you think, you know, what the fuck am I watching? That for me was by far one of the shittest performances I've seen Liverpool do in a long time.
No, that's the worst one. That's the worst. Newcastle, West Brom. Listen to the names I'm saying, yeah? Newcastle, West Brom, Fulham, these mans, Burnley, yeah? That's the fucking worst I've seen. That is the worst I've seen. And I know everyone's like, oh yeah, listen, you know, we don't want to beat these lot up because, you know, look at all the greats we've had. Yes, I understand that. Yeah, this team's given us some great memories over the last few years, but you've got to call it how you see it. You got to call it how you see it. That's the worst performance I've seen Liverpool put in, yeah, for years. That is the worst one. We talk about tempo and urgency the other day. Oh yeah, the tempo's back, the urgency's back. What the fuck was that? Where was the tempo? Where was the urgency in that? Slow, moving the ball about. That's literally the way I'm talking. It was slow. They were moving the ball about. It was a passing into midfield. That's what the game was like. That's what the game's like. There's certain people, yeah. There's certain people that are in this Liverpool setup, that these squad players or whatever. We've always said it before. Outside of the first 11, I'm not sure. I'm now certain. I'm certain, yeah, that this is what it was like when we had Hodgson as manager. That's the level of performances we're putting in at the moment. It's just that people turn around and be like, oh yeah, we don't, we don't want to be. We're not one of those clubs that beat up on our team or whatever. But you've got to be honest with yourself. Stop kidding yourself. Does that surprise anybody? Does that result come as a surprise?
I said this to you in the game. That game, like he was vexed.
That's the worst I've seen. That's the worst I've seen.
But for me, I was like, what do you expect? Because I said this even when we were winning. Even when we were winning, I said to everyone straight on this camera here, I said I'm still worried to what's coming because it's the same old shit. We've been watching this not just for this season, for years. I don't understand for the life of me is what Liverpool do to prepare for games like this. You cannot say this is a surprise because it happens all the time. And okay, look, Brighton came over the win, yeah, and what annoyed me the most was the commentator saying Brighton did so well. They didn't have to do nothing. They didn't have to do anything. You tell me what chances that were created. You've come to Anfield and you haven't created anything. You haven't worked the keeper, and for all the people, yeah, come at us for saying that people like Origi, they're done out here. What do you have to say? What can you possibly say to me now? Now Origi, he's actually he's like overstaying his welcome now. You're making yourself look like a dickhead.
Listen, I made the analogy, right, about gone off milk, yeah? It's so applicable right now. Because you look on the bench and say, all right, I need a striker, I need someone to come in and press. We're down, we're losing, and you bring him on. It's like gone off milk. Look at you, like, I need it, but I'd rather not use that because even though I need it, the date's passed. The date's passed. It's gone. It's finished. It's so bad. He's so bad. And I know people are like, oh, again, you lot, don't beat up on our players. But what do you see? What is it that you see that I'm not seeing? Oh yeah, but he scored in the Champions League final. That was 2 years ago.
I saw a stat. The last time Origi scored off the bench was 20 months ago. I'm looking on the bench thinking, what would I do in the situation? And like we're turning to people like the likes of Curtis Jones and all this kind of stuff because it's desperate times.
Bro, I would rather, you said Nat Phillips, go up front, and we're just going to launch it and play the second ball.
Exactly. Just do something
different. Because he's rubbish. He's not good. I'm losing my mind. Firmino, yeah, I'm one of his biggest fans, biggest advocates. That is the worst performance that he has put in a Liverpool shirt since I can remember. That is the worst performance. That's the worst one. Today is the worst one. He's had bad games. That's by far the worst game he's ever had in a Liverpool shirt. He was dreadful. Salah. Listen, I know we were waxing lyrical about him the other day when he scored those goals and you think, oh wow, unbelievable because he can do that. But Graham Souness made a point and him and Redknapp, they debated about it and I said the same thing. If you turn in the stats, then it doesn't matter, yeah? If you turn in the stats. But you've got to break it down a little bit further than that because Graham Souness is right. The amount of chances that he wastes today, that chance when he got in, right at the beginning. To not even hit the target. You haven't even hit the target. Man United, right? As much as I dislike Man United, there's no two ways about it. If that was Greenwood in that position on his left foot, goal. Cavani, boom, killer, goal.
Rashford working the keeper.
He's working the keeper at least. I don't know if he's going to score, but he's working the keeper. Man City in that position, goal. They're not even playing with a centre forward.
Because you know going into these games, you ain't going to get much chances because Liverpool can't create shit. They can't create shit. And that chance, when I went begging, I looked at him, I was thinking, the way these men are laughing off that attempt, they're going to pay for that later on in the game. That's exactly what happened. And the person I feel the most sorry for, right, is Thiago, bruv. My man left Bayern Munich to join this bunch of shit. He's far, far too good for this team. There was passes that he did today that fooled me. I'm watching the screen. I'm trying to look at all the passes he can do, and he's pulling that pass. Salah's not ready for it. 2-3 times. Not just Salah. There were other people, and he was getting frustrated. And I feel sorry for him because that ball he went over the top, over to Firmino. They obviously practiced it, and you know for a fact if Muller's getting into that, that's volley first time. Firmino's let it bounce, whatever, and it's gone.
These players, right, and I'm sick to death of hearing it already. Maybe Thiago was the wrong person for Liverpool because he slows him down. No. These mates aren't on his level.
They're not.
They're not ready. They're in awe of what this guy. They're like, oh my days, shit, that was for me, innit? Yeah. To be fair, yeah, I should have got that really, but I wasn't spent on it. Yeah, that's not good enough. Trent Alexander-Arnold, yeah. Trent, everyone's talking about he's getting his mojo back. He's getting better, and he played better, and he has been okay over the last few weeks. If anybody could tell, if anyone says to me that he's England #1, yeah, you don't know football. You don't know football. Wan-Bissaka, everyone's like, oh yeah, but he's not as good going forward. Wan-Bissaka is good going forward, yeah, but he's brilliant defending. Trent Alexander-Arnold is brilliant going forward, can't defend, right? But I'd rather my defender defends first and then worries about that. If he can help me go and score a goal, brilliant, great, because that's not your job. You're chipping in, you're doing something extra, but you've got to keep the back door shut. Today, that goal that they scored,
if he looked over his shoulder, was baffled.
He's like, oh shit, who put him there?
Exactly. That's his reaction.
He scanned to see where he was, and he knew that was going to make that run, and he almost said, do you know what? Nah, he won't do it. They won't get that. You're a defender. If you look in front of yourself, Nat Phillips and Henderson's not marking anybody. So all you got to do is they got to communicate. You got to tell Nat Phillips to come back. That's Henderson's man. Shuffle across. That's not your problem there. That's not your problem. That isn't your problem. Your problem came for the ball back there, and he had the whole. He could play to that anywhere. Trent Alexander-Arnold is not England's #1 right back. Yes, he's an exceptional talent. There's no denying that. He's an exceptional talent. But as a right back, you defend first. And if you could chip in and help with attacks, great. Wan-Bissaka does that. He could go in and he got an assist and gets a goal. But you're defender. You defend first. He is not defending first. If people think I'm being harsh just because we've lost, it's facts. This is facts. As a right back, yes, when it goes in your favour, when you've got Van Dijk next to you, yes, you will look brilliant. But Van Dijk's not there. And when Van Dijk's not there, you've got Henderson and Van Dijk used to always bail him out. Henderson would do his running for him. Van Dijk would cover. Because do you know that this guy as a defender is a calamity? He's a calamity as a defender. He's a calamity. He cannot defend. He's not a right back. He can't defend. Going forward, yes, he can whip it across, but defensively, he's shit. Today, there's no width. There's no width whatsoever. Salah, what are you doing? Go and play high and wide and then make that run from out to in. You're killing people when you make the run from out to in. Then he comes to feet, sitting in between 3 players and that, getting dispossessed left, right and centre, not really giving a fuck. That's why everyone says Mane's better.
That's true. And I always say, you look at the stats and think, why is Salah treated so differently? Or is it because he's Egyptian? All this rare, all this bollocks. You can see it now, why he's so frustrating to watch, because some of the decision making is dreadful. And the thing is, with Liverpool, I just you might as well just give Man City the win on the weekend. What's the point? Forfeit the game. Take a 3-0 defeat, yeah, and just forfeit the game. Just say take the title. Nobody fears. There's no fear to Liverpool at the moment. Teams are setting up as they are, and Liverpool can't break them down. There's no urgency and tempo. Even if it means lending the ball, just lend it to somebody for 2 touches. They did it for about 5-10 minutes, and they got in. Boom, 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 boom. Keep moving them. Keep moving their legs will get heavy. Then you wait for it. Man City do it all the time. So what's the difference? Man City. There's no fear for Liverpool. Teams are coming to Anfield and saying, right, you know what? Sit in. Yeah, because they got to come and score against us. That defence back there is cack. We'll score. We will score. Yeah. So just sit in and we'll just soak it up. Every time Brighton broke on us, they looked like they were going to score. And that's no joke. They looked like they were going to score. They're getting past that. Was it Trossard? Just getting past players willy-nilly. And the thing is, for me, like I normally say Brighton play good football. They're actually a good team. I genuinely believe that. But today, Liverpool didn't do fuck all in terms of making them think about nothing. When it comes to creativity, it took I think Ox to come on and Curtis Jones to even just to see one player spin a person or one touch pass straight in. That it took us about 79, 77 minutes, 80 minutes, whatever it was, just for that to happen in the game.
I feel sorry
And
for
I don't
Henderson.
understand.
I feel sorry for Henderson.
Bro, I don't understand what's Klopp like. What is he doing with these players? Because it's the same shit every game. Like you're telling me that the next games after Man City, it's going to be the same shit. So what are you training and what are you practicing? And like you said, you're spot on. The only players that can hold their head up high in this game is the goalkeeper and Henderson.
And Henderson was for me. I don't give a shit about that. Oh yeah, Webster was brilliant. No, Henderson was the best player on the pitch tonight. Yeah, because he did everything that you could ask of him. He can't affect the game from where he is, right? I know that they've
But he still did his best.
Exactly. He whipped in like that ball over the top to Robertson. You man Origi, what's you doing? What are you doing? He's cut in, right? He's taking a touch, cut in. When he's running across somebody, there's every chance that he might even get fouled. But my Donny's coming in, getting the ball, giving it away, kicking it out of play. He right needs to just leave him out. Just leave him out because he's not going to score you a goal, right? Jota hopefully gets back fit. Ox came on, gave the ball away, but at least there was some form of, right, I'm going to try something.
Got a shot off.
How is
whatever.
Curtis Jones, right? If you're Curtis Jones, although I've always said I'm not his biggest fan, but today you're playing James Milner in a game, yeah, where there's not a lot of space in there and things have got to be done a bit quicker. No disrespect to James Milner, he's fit as a fiddle, but he ain't got the quickest feet to sort his feet out quickly enough. So this is why sometimes, as much as I'm not going to say Klopp is terrible, what I'm saying, I'm questioning today, I'm saying the substitutions, the tactics, I'm a little bit confused as to what you're doing. If you've got no luck, right, if you've got no luck at the centre forwards that you've got in there, why not just throw Nat Phillips on there, get Ben Davies' debut, because we're losing anyway, right? Get Ben Davies 20 minutes and say, right, Nat Phillips, you're going to go play centre forward because Origi ain't doing goal, right? He ain't doing nothing. You go up front, play second balls. Let him go and wrestle with them lot and go and play second balls. That is something different. That's something different, if you ask me.
And I think I remember back in the day when we used to have Andy Carroll and shit, we should do that thing. And that's what I'm worried about, is that when it doesn't work, which it doesn't work against small teams, this is what happens all the time. It's literally no other thing you're waiting for, you're begging for a goal. And like you said, man, today was a really, really hard watch. And like you said, Liverpool's performance was shocking. Like to go at home and to create that hardly nothing. The keeper had nothing to do. So there's no excuses here. Liverpool didn't deserve to get a single point from that game. They deserve to lose that game. As far as I'm concerned, they were shit.
That is like I said, that's the worst performance I've seen this season. With all the shit that we've watched, and you Liverpool fans will know we've seen some fuckeries. That's the worst. Tempo, urgency, decision making, passes. What? People turn around and say, oh yeah, well, all they need to do is score a few goals, they'll get their mojo back. They scored some goals. They've scored the goals. So you tell me what's wrong then? Arrogance? Complacency? Because that's what it looks like to me. Salah looks arrogant to me. He looks complacent. He's like, yeah, so what? I miss a few chances of doing something. So what? What are you going to do? You're going to tell me that I'm not good enough. So what? That's what I'm thinking. This team without Van Dijk, yeah, and even Alisson in there, although the keeper done great, without Alisson, without Van Dijk, we are just a mid-table team. We're a mid-table team.
No, but my question to you and to all Liverpool fans is this, right? This has been a problem for, I think, since Coutinho left. I'm sorry, since Coutinho left, this has been a problem for Liverpool. And don't get me wrong, they have tried. They have attempted it. They tried to get Naby Keita in. They tried to get Minamino in. So they know it's a problem. But you were talking about Van Dijk. You're talking about, I don't know. I'm not convinced. Even if Henderson and that were in there, will they still break the team down? Will they still go sideways?
All I know is that if Henderson's in there and Fabinho's in there, you know that they're not going to let Brighton be as comfortable on the ball in the middle of that park and the tempo and everything you do. Henderson does not let people. Listen, I was the one that was saying that's the one person we can probably look to replace with some quality players out there. I've always said that. But at the moment, Henderson, what he does is 2 touches. Boom, 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 boom. Rap, and no one settles. That allows the front players to go and press. We're doing 3-quarter presses. People are popping it out outside of us. And Liverpool players are just like, nah, yeah, fair enough. You beat the press, yeah, cool. But you're not even pressing properly. I'm sorry. I'm annoyed and I'm vexed, but that's the worst Liverpool performance I've seen in years. This season, all the shit that we've watched, that is by far that's the biggest part of junk that I've seen. And I don't care if people think I'm overreacting. That's how I feel, and that's facts for me. Because if you think you're going to beat teams playing like that, please.
No, I personally don't think you're overreacting at all. I think there's a lot of players in this squad that need to get gone. In this summer, if they're still there, I'll be baffled. Because there's not just Origi, do you know what I mean? Then it needs to be a complete revamp on when it comes to attacking wise, because it's not working. It's not happening. You got people like Oxen there, and it's not doing it. So you need to go out there and find some creative players that can break teams down. I'm talking the likes of people who got single-handedly could just do people over, like Zaha. Why not try someone like that? Or matey from Traore, yeah, Adama. Just people who can make things happen out of nothing. We don't have any players who can do that.
Something different.
We don't have players who can do that.
I understand Liverpool's recruitment, and it has been very good. Is they have to tick all these boxes for us to have a look at them, right? But then, like for example, I'm not saying even if it was an option or not, but Luis Suarez left Barcelona and was going to Atletico Madrid. I would have broken anything available to bring Luis Suarez back to Liverpool, because that is what you need. You need someone who's got a bit of Diego Costa.
Exactly.
Just something. You need something different, because at the moment what you're doing is not working. It isn't working.
That's what I'm saying. Imagine throwing Diego Costa in amongst these defenders. He'll be he'll be there, and you could do something different. Do you know what I mean? And I don't know, man. That game was hard. We haven't even seen. We literally finished the game and jumped on here. We haven't seen no reactions. We haven't seen no interviews or nothing. So we don't know what's been said. But I will after this video to see what the hell Klopp's got to say. He's gonna say, "Oh, I got to take blame for this." Yes, you do, bro. Because what you're doing right now, you're not thinking out of the box. You're doing the same shit over and over again. I don't know what drills you lot are doing in the week to think what Brighton were going to do. You knew this was going to happen, and we couldn't create anything. So I don't know what's going on. You're not taking shots. If it's not working, take some shots. Nah, not even.
Well, listen, in the comments, get at us. You tell me. Please someone tell me something positive. If you could take a positive away from that game, then I want to hear it. And if anyone has got anything else to say about Origi, those same people that had the same energy, please hold your energy. Tell me something different. Tell me something that I'm wrong, because everyone's been saying it for a while. Oh yeah, you lot are really harsh. He's a legend. He's great. Yeah, fine. Well, you're gonna keep playing him for the next 10 years. Get out of here, man.
I'd love to hear those people who commented about Origi, because you always said we overreact. Come on, and let's see it. Let's give you some reasons for that. We still being harsh. We're just telling you how it is. That was a dead performance. And like I said, we don't mind losing, as long as the team plays well or creates chances. You can't come at home and not create chances against Brighton.
And Burnley.
And West Brom, all these teams. If you think that's acceptable, then you're not supporting the same team as me. Because that's not acceptable on my cards. And that's facts. You can lose football games, but the way Liverpool lost today, they didn't deserve nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Arsenal got beat yesterday with 9 men. Yeah? As far as I'm concerned, they went out on their shield. They were still in the game. If Liverpool went down to 9 men, rotted. It'll be a 9-0. It'll be a Southampton flex. There's them players there, yeah? Some of them players. What? I'm done.
I ain't even saying rather much. Leave your comments below. We look forward to reading them. Make us feel slightly better some way, or if you want to have a laugh, do it, whatever, get in the comments, you know what I mean? But that's how...
Because guess what? Man City next.
Bro, like I said, give them the 3 points, take the league, and we just battle for fourth, bro. Even that would be, at this stage, yeah, mate, that's problems. Anyway, so until the next game against Man City, like you said, definitely share, like, and subscribe, and definitely comment.